as the first day of school starts, so is our wrap up for our back to school week. So I thought we'd take the time to look back at some of our favorite topics that we've done throughout this whole series. What I mean is the whole back to school series. And along the way, a brand new topic: what to do about your first day of school. Our memories of our get back to school week will start in just a few moments. First, though, let's focus on your first day back to school. I mean, if it was really your first day of school, but if it's your first day back at school, here's something that you're going to remember. Like your first day in high school, you got to remember your schedule. Usually it'd be like 8 periods or 9 periods. Depending on if you have an advisor, you have 7 periods. If you don't have an advisor, you have 7 periods. You just go into a room and then get your schedule. You don't go to your class straight away. You get to get your schedule first. Because these are the requirements if you're a freshman, you have to get a PE credit, whether if it's for ROTC or for a regular PE credit. Like if you have a PE class at the Ranowski gym, you gotta get a single credit for dressing out. Like if you're in an ROTC and you forgot your uniform, you don't get a credit. But if you were to go to PE and then get your credit during your freshman year, you don't have to take PE unless you want to take a semester of PE and then a semester of no PE, unless you want to take all of PE again. You got to take 4 years of English, 4 years of history, social studies. Like freshmen, you get geography, world geography. Sophomores, world history. Juniors get U.S. history, and seniors a semester of government and economics, and another semester of economics. It all depends on how your schedule. That's all depends on what your school does. Okay. What did I miss? I thought I remember this. Math. I mean, you can take like 3 semesters of math, I think. But let's see what I remember. Like freshmen take algebra. Sophomores probably take geography. I mean, geometry. And then for I think for juniors, you gotta take speech class because it's a requirement. I know because it's a requirement to take speech in junior years. I know in some states, for seniors, you gotta have a foreign language to graduate. I don't know why. I don't know why they would decide to go along with this. And for seniors, if you really want to graduate, you have to take a CPR class. I don't know why. Seriously, one time I took a CPR class. It's a requirement for seniors. You gotta take CPR. You gotta learn how to do CPR. They should have done that in a health class. Speaking of health, semester of health, and then somebody feel like go forward to cooking class. I don't know. But it all depends on what your schedule is. And if you don't like your schedule, you're more than welcome to talk to your school counselor. And say, look, this is when I want to get changes. I don't like this class and this class. I mean, this turned out to make it so weird. I wanted to do choir, because my sister was in choir, but they said nope. With you can't do it unless you got PE. And I was like, screw choir. I'm just gonna go sing in the hall. I'm gonna start singing in the hallways, and that's what began. That's what began my career. I started singing in the hallways, and then everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. Next, the teachers. I mean, when you go to class, you got to show them your schedule, make sure you're in the right class, and then once the bell rings, you get introduced by the teacher, and then next class, etc. Next, we move on to the lunch. Now, A, B, C lunch. A is first lunch, B is second lunch, and C is third lunch. If your class has like an A lunch, you just go to first lunch. Second lunch is B, so it's probably like during class. Some classes have like maybe A, some classes may have B, some classes may have C. I don't know. Also, let's just remember one thing about the cell phones. I mean, last school year there was a policy at hand for like all the students at school to like follow this policy. This phone policy. This was called the BYOD. What it used to be was you can like use your device anytime you want, like during passing periods, during lunch, during class, before school, etc. But now they changed it to where you can only use your phone if you have the teacher's permission. So if you ask your teacher, like, can I use my phone for my calculator or something? They say yes, then yes. They say no, no. But just because the teacher allows you to use your phone as a calculator, that doesn't mean you can just go really diddly onto your social media accounts and stuff. See if I missed anything. Oh, right. Juniors and seniors. This is for you guys. Don't think, if you're going to drive to school, drive to school. But your driving privileges can be taken away just like that. You leave school without permission, like that. Your driving privileges can be taken away. You will not be required to drive to school any day. But if you leave class without permission, all schools have closed campus, meaning you're not allowed to leave class at any time during the school day. I understand that you hate the school lunch, but it's required. I mean, you go to school thinking if it's safe. Listen, I ate the school lunch every day. I did not have a problem with it. I didn't have any problem with the school lunch. And if I did, well, I wouldn't be telling you about it. I never got sick over the school lunch. But you can't be like using an excuse like, oh, I hate the school lunch because it tastes like crap. But still, if you don't like the lunch, you just gotta not eat it. Do three things: eat it, not eat it, or just bring lunch from home in a lunch box. And don't be using your phones to pick up delivery. Like, just because we have a Domino's or a taco stand right across the street That does not mean just go walk up across the street and then use your device to and just go over there and get your food. It may not be a big deal just to be like a. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to be on lunch from home, bring a lunch from home, but don't use delivery. Most schools will not allow it. Most schools don't allow delivery because, I mean, seriously, what if you can? What if you buy something like, if you were to buy something from Waiter? If you were to order something from your delivery device, and then what happens next? And then this is what would happen. They would find out. I mean, what if they deliver your pizza, a large pizza, and then all of a sudden they would hide a sharp metal weapon in there? That would pose a dangerous threat to the school. Seriously though, we don't know what could be in that delivery. So according to this new policy that the school got, that the school has, it states that you're not allowed to use your phone unless you have the teacher's permission. Meaning, you can only use your phone if the teacher gives you permission. Like let's say you want to use your phone as a calculator. And you have to ask the teacher, or wait till the teacher gives you permission, like, yes, you use your phone as a calculator. But just because the teacher gives you permission to use your phone, that doesn't mean you can just go take pictures. Go take pictures and stuff. If it changed, I don't know if it changed or not. Because it used to be to where you were allowed to use your phone during passing periods. But they changed it. But you got to understand. It's all because of the data the school found from. It's all because of the data the school got. Next, we're going to continue our. Alright, we got to take a break here. Next, we're going to continue our tips for your first day of school here at the Bluff. And then later, our favorite topics from our Back to School series. We'll be right back. Alright, referring back to the phone policy, it was back in the 2018-2019 school year. You're only allowed to, I think I talked about it earlier. because it's the data that they found that students were like not communicating with us. They're just sitting there like on their phones and stuff. But seriously, just because you're allowed to use your phone, it doesn't mean you can like use it for social media. Not while the teacher's teaching. Because it interrupts the teacher's train of thought and the student's train of thought. And don't be sleeping in class. And for seniors, don't be going out skipping class to go get a job. I understand that you want to make money, but it's going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait like until you graduate high school. But still, if you want to get a job, it has to be provided by the school program. I'm sorry if I took so long. And for the dress code, like all male students will be clean shaven. I told you about this before. Follow the dress code. If you see someone out of dress code, just report it to your principal and say that guy's out of dress code. And for driving parking, you may park in designated parking areas. L for librarian. The unmarked are for students parking. S is for staff. T is for teachers. You park in a teacher's spot, you will have your car towed. And you're wondering, hey, where's my car? And you realize that it was towed because you decided to park in your teacher's spot. It's the only time you're able to take out that phone. I mean, and for IDs, this is just for the kids at Flower Bluff. All this is just for the kids at Flower Bluff. You have to follow these. For your ID badges, so I've got to tell you, we're going to be looking at the rules from the handbook. That's what I've got to say. I'm so sorry. So all students, you must wear an ID above at the waist while at school grounds. Computer use, security. They will be required to wear the photo ID if they have been issued for identification. It cannot be defaced as they are for school property. Students will be required to purchase a number of $5. If you do, first offense, written note from the office. Second time, detention. Third time, you will have night school. The fourth time or more, you will have to pay for another ID and will receive additional disciplinary action. I talk about this a lot. The high school is a closed campus. Not allowed to leave campus during lunch hour. You may purchase breakfast and lunch at the school cafeteria. If you leave campus, you will be disciplined according to the Student Code of Conduct. I don't want to hear any complaints that, oh, I don't like the school lunch. Because that's the reason why it's a closed campus. It is a safety issue. Like last year, we had there's been threats. There's been a shooting over across the street. And then now we move on to the BYOD, which is bring your own device. FBIZ is now offering a filtered grade 7 through 12 personal device for school and educational purposes are expected to connect through public Wi-Fi. Information technologies for students who are educational, illegal, yada yada yada. So seriously, don't look up inappropriate things on your internet, otherwise you'll lose your air privileges. Educated students public computer network, all district students will be required to acknowledge receipt, guidelines, yada yada yada. Will be used to enhance learning consistent, requires legal and appropriate computer network internet use. Students are allowed to bring personal authentication devices that can access the internet for educational purposes determined by the classroom teacher. For the safety and security of the campus, you will not be allowed to use telecommunication devices, including headphones and earbuds between classes or in the cafeteria. Person's backpack or pocket. So just because you want to take a picture of yourself at school, but if I catch you doing it, I'll report this to your assistant principal saying that you did not have permission. Because you're not allowed to use this. Use your phone while you're in school. It is a definite no-no. Also, for the bus, riding the bus is a privilege, not a right. I think what it used to be was because I think what it used to be was you're allowed to use your phone on the bus, but don't use it on the bus because it's a distraction to the driver. If you were to show a picture of your phone to your driver while he or she's driving, it could cause a crash, and then you be the held responsible. Disciplinary action. Don't use your phones on the bus. Period. And don't look up inappropriate use, otherwise you'll be sent across the street to STGC. Also, inappropriate language. Using obscene, profane, lewd, vulgar, rude, inflammatory, threatening, and disrespectful language in emails, blogs, or is prohibited. It cause danger, disruption, or attacks, including they're prohibited. Unacceptable. So seriously, don't leave campus. Don't you any of this. If you do, you're in trouble. And absences, truancy. If you leave the school without signing in, leave school at lunch without administrative approval. Because they're not allowed. You're not allowed to leave campus. If you leave campus, it's disciplinary action. Period. There we go. There we got to take a break. Next here, all right. Next is our final day of our back to school series. We're going to be looking at some of our favorite topics that we have been talking about throughout all of the back to school series. Stay right here. Welcome back, guys. As you guys know, here at Give Me a Break, I care about our kids' education. I care about our kids' future. That's why I do this series. That's why the reason why I do this series is because I want to care about our kids' safety, our kids' future, and what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. That's why I devoted this program to make a series to talk about all kinds of things like vandalism, foul language, graffiti, all kinds of things that happen in our schools to make sure that our kids are safe. And in light of these recent events, like the shooting in El Paso and Ohio, I kind of wonder if our kids are safe. I created a show like this just to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And with a big topic like vandalism happening in our schools, I talk about this and I put a stop to this kind of vandalism before this ever happens again. So looking back at all these articles of vandalism and all the other topics that we talked about, I kind of feel like a news anchor. Really, this is all about going over the facts and giving out bad opinions. 100% facts, 10% opinions. It's not just facts and opinions 100%. It's just 100% facts and then 10% opinions. Not all together. So thank you for taking your time to appreciate this series. This series that I've done for the Back to School series. Because we have to make sure that our kids get the proper education, they're safe from schools, and that they get the education that they need, and make sure they don't go out doing drugs. So I thank you. So I appreciate you taking your time to having your children watch the series. If they didn't watch it and they want to watch the whole thing, just look for the Back to School Week in all of our videos. All the videos, you can understand what all that means. Well, that's it for now for Give Me a Break. And the rest of this week, Give Me a Break is going to be going back to its regular program. It's going to, we're bringing you a lot of topics. We're bringing a lot of topics from the news as it develops through every single news file. Because remember, we talk about the news, we get to the facts, and I give you straight 10% opinions. So that's it for now. For Give Me a Break, I'm in touch. So you'll be in touch. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you Wednesday. Not tomorrow. Wednesday. Until next time.